Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and Bud Light, after pushing a woke trans ad campaign, is facing a public relations disaster. It's worse than we thought. And it's ironically unleashing a conservative renaissance like we never imagined. You're not going to want to miss this. The backlash against Bud Light's woke campaign has been nothing short of devastating. Parent company Anheuser-Busch has lost more than $6 billion in just 6 days. Since March 31st, their market value has dropped from $132.4 billion to now $125.7 billion. It's a loss of $6.7 billion ever since Bud Light thought it would be a good idea to team up with trans activist Dylan Mulvaney. Reports are coming in by the boatloads that bars across the nation are either refusing to serve Bud Light or they're seeing their sales drop dramatically among their customers. And to make things even worse, now we have reports that the VP of Marketing, the brains behind this PR disaster, Alyssa Heinerscheid, who's on video mocking Bud Light's customers by claiming its fratty culture needed to be more inclusive. We now have pictures from her days in that very fratty culture she's on record frowning upon. Photos of her days at Harvard, of course, woke Harvard. Photos of her Harvard days have resurfaced showing that she appeared to be quite the fan of the fratty culture that she now believes needs to be replaced at Bud Light. Needless to say, senior executives are lining up to throw Heinerscheid under the bus. The Daily Mail is reporting that senior executives over at the parent company, Anheuser-Busch, are now claiming that the trans campaign was launched without their approval. The Daily Wire is reporting on two anonymous sources close to the situation who confirmed that no one at the senior level was aware of the partnership between Bud Light and trans activist Mulvaney. In other words, they are all distancing themselves from this marketing disaster. And it's such a disaster that there are now reports that Anheuser-Busch is suspending all marketing efforts to reevaluate the brand's advertising strategies, most especially when it comes to influencer partnerships. Now, if marketing strategists over at Bud Light had been viewers of this channel like you are, they would know that this backlash, this backfire in all things woke, was entirely predictable. And that's because we now have studies that show that even liberals, let that hit you, even liberals despise the woke. Bill Maher, Piers Morgan, even Elon Musk, who said he had never voted for a Republican before until last year. They've all openly denounced the woke left. They want nothing to do with it. And we have studies that show that whenever you put forward a woke issue like trans athletes in women's sports or CRT in schools, and you ask respondents if they support it, about half of the respondents who self-identify as liberal say no. It's basically 50-50. Whereas basically 100% of those respondents who self-identify as right-leaning all say no. So woke issues split the left and they unite the right. It's a recipe for marketing disaster if you go woke. Case in point, look at this. Anna Kasparian of the ultra-left Young Turks is pushing back against the backlash she's been receiving of late after she called transgender language degrading to women, replacing the term woman with absurd terms like birthing persons or persons with uteruses. So even a progressive from the Young Turks is rejecting this woke nonsense. So obviously adopting an overtly woke marketing campaign would promise to get comparable backlash. But that backlash is only half of it. Wait until you see what's happening on the other side of the equation. All this is going to absolutely make your day. But first, gang, seriously speaking, do you know if you're at risk of having a stroke? Gang, if you're over the age of 40, it's important to take proactive steps to maintain your health and detect potential issues early on. And that's where Lifeline Screening comes in. With their non-invasive and painless screenings, they can help identify your risk of stroke, cardiovascular disease, and other chronic illnesses. Plus, with over 14,000 screening events each year, it's never been more convenient to prioritize your health. So don't wait until it's too late to take action. By scheduling a Lifeline screening today, you receive either peace of mind or early detection. Either way, you come out on top. Take control of your health by clicking on that link below and schedule your screening today. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about the rise of what scholars call consumer politics, right? Where political values are becoming inextricably linked with consumer choices. So more and more we're seeing customers, they're more often than not intentionally buying from companies that promote and support their political and cultural values, all the while refusing, boycotting, right, companies that actively oppose and offend those political and cultural values. And so consumer politics involves the twin dynamics of boycotts and boycotts. What's so fascinating here is that the boycott side of things is initiating a whole new economy known as the parallel economy, an economy built on consumers who no longer want anything to do with woke cancel culture. Scholars are in wide agreement that the parallel economy that's rising comes straight out of cancel culture, particularly with the banning of President Trump from Twitter and Facebook a few years back, along with the banning of Parler from AWS and the Apple App Store and Google Play Store, the banning of prominent conservatives from Shopify and PayPal and the like. That was the collective catalyst for two things. First, a massive exodus of users away from traditional big tech, and second, a slew of investors pumping money into new tech like Rumble and Truth Social, with an entire parallel economy emerging around it. And so with the massive boycott we're seeing against Bud Light, it should not surprise us in the least to see something like this.
America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use. That's why I created Conservative Dad's ultra-right, 100% woke-free beer. As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right, by the woke mind virus. But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking. Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values. And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
That's right. That was the great Seth Weathers, CEO of ultrarightbeer.com, who I'm sure is seeing his sales explode of late. But the key here is to understand this is all par for the course in the rise of a parallel economy that's happening quite literally all over the world. More and more people want nothing to do with woke Inc. And so they're voting with their wallets, as it were, and actively supporting companies and services that support and stand up for their values. And given how huge the anti-woke constituency is, given that it contains the whole of the political right, as well as about half of the political left, the parallel economy promises to overwhelm the woke economy faster than we could have ever imagined. So all that's to say that I think we owe Bud Light and all of these woke companies a huge debt of gratitude. You're guaranteeing the arrival of a new conservative age sooner than any of us thought. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on Elon Musk humiliating and ending the ultra-leftist National Public Radio. Again, it's going to make your day. So make sure to click on that link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.